What's up guys, how's it going? It is Matt here. So today's video is going to be kind of fun, guys. This video is going to be for people that live in slave states like me, where we're not really allowed to go outside with guns and just shoot up ranges and stuff like that. The states where, you know, the only place you could really go shooting is at a range that doesn't have very good, you know, range distances, or doesn't quite agree with what we want to train with. So this video is going to be for the budget-minded civilian that wants to learn basic rifle marksmanship with a fun little twist. And here's the coolest part: you can do it for under 50 bucks at your local Walmart. So what we're going to be doing today is basic rifle marksmanship with BB gun and rotting pumpkins. How about that? So I came up with this idea earlier because I was getting, you know, this pumpkin was starting to rot, and I'm like, okay, I need to start throwing some of these pumpkins into the woods. Then it just hit me, I'm like, ooh, maybe I should do a shooting pumpkin videos. But I'm not like Hickok 45 that has a range that I can go out to and stuff like that. And with state laws and stuff like that, I'd become a felon if I actually discharged a firearm out in public in an area like this. So we're gonna do it this way. BB gun, know your state regulations. There's regulations on those too. A BB gun in a safe distance, safe backdrop. Gonna teach basic fundamentals, what you can do to hone in your rifle marksmanship skills. Now, there's a difference between marksmanship and weapons handling, because this is going to be about marksmanship, and this is budget-minded. I'm not spending $300 on something, or $200 to $300 on something, when you can actually do this for, like I said, like 50, 60 bucks tops. All it is a pumpkin, a BB gun, some BBs, my backyard, and this will work, and it works every single time. If you want to work on marksmanship or on the actual basic weapons handling, you can do that at your home. Now, I'm going to start like this because in the Marine Corps, when we were taught basic rifle shooting, basic marksmanship, we had what was called grass week. This is boot camp. You had grass week. You'd sit there for a week straight, all day long, pretty much outside, laying down on the ground, holding your M16 at the target, practicing natural point of aim, sight picture, sight alignment, trigger squeeze, trigger pull, follow through. You're practicing that all the time, going click, reset it, click, reset it, and it gets kind of boring. This, guys, is going to be about, that's right, the fun way to do it. So let's get started, shall we? Now, the first way we're going to start this, guys, in the prone position. So this is how I was taught the first way, so we're going to start it just like this. So first thing you're going to want to do is right approximately I'm about 7 yards away from the target. For a BB gun, it spreads out the farther distance to go, so I'm going to keep it within about 7 yards. So it'll still keep a decent grip. I might go a little bit farther just to test this BB gun, but we'll see. But first thing you want to do is put your legs down flat. I don't know if you guys can see it. Legs down flat behind me, all right? Then you shift your body. Oh, yeah. And you get down behind the rifle or BB gun for this. Now, what you do, the first thing you want to do is line up your natural point of aim. The best way to do that is you look down the sights. You look down the sights at the target. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Release. And look at your sights. If you're off the target, shift your body so you get on the target. Like right about there. That's perfect for me. Now what I'm going to do now is I got my natural point of aim lined up. I'm going to work on my breathing technique, which is inhaling. And there's a natural pause between the inhale and the exhale. You wait for that and you squeeze the trigger, focusing on that front sight tip, making sure that front sight tip does not move. Gross. Oh. This thing's starting to get gross. Now we're gonna go to a kneeling position, guys. All right, so kneeling position is another good way to start. Pretty simple, guys, pretty basic, so let's get to it. Now this is going to be a basic kneeling position, guys. Very basic kneeling position. Pay attention to place it on my elbow where I put it on my knee, and notice that my butt is sitting on my heel. You always put it on the front of your knee for support. Once again, finding that natural point of aim. I'm lined up just right. Then following your basic marksmanship fundamentals. Oh, things getting gross. Now one thing I want to bring up to you guys is when it comes to elevation, yes, it's BB gun, the pumping sucks. Now, when it comes to elevation, a lot of people will just start pushing their hands up. Say if they have it here, they'll just start leaning back or pushing their hand back to get it up. The trick to elevation is pretty simple, guys. Watch my forward hand. I'm aiming a little bit low, I slide my hand up. I'm aiming up too high, slide my support hand low. Now this next part, guys, is going to be a basic standing combat stance. We call this the Groucho stance. You can use this for moving to position, as in moving and shooting and stuff like that too. But like I said, we're focusing this mainly on marksmanship and fundamentals and the basics of stances and stuff like that, because this is a BB gun and I got to pump it every time in between. And if you want to do the weapons handling, you can definitely do that at home or whatever. But this, you know, it's kind of boring sitting there pointing at a target non-stop and going bang, bang, or click and nothing's happening. But when you got a rotting pumping that's pretty much oozing and gooing and you put more holes in it, now that's fun. Now let's get into this basic Groucho stance, all right? Pretty simple for most part, guys. We were taught to walk like this. We had to walk like this to learn how to use it because it requires a certain amount of muscles, and it's uncomfortable when you first start doing it, but after you doing it for a long period of time, it gets better. But this stance gives you a good base. You got to think of yourself as a tank, kind of like a turret. Your legs are the tracks. Your upper body is the turret, all right? So your legs are supporting it while your body is pushing into the turret, getting behind the turret. When you're walking, your upper body moves, your lower body doesn't move. But we're just gonna do it from a standing position. So let's get into the combat Groucho. Basically, you start at a low ready position, which is muzzle down, facing this direction. Knees are slightly bent, my right leg back, my toe heel. And then what you do is you kind of squat down like you're in a squat, and you put the buttstock, you notice it's up here. It's not in my shoulder, it's actually up here, more in my chest. This is designed for like plated people, or plated, or LBEs and stuff like that. So you start the basic ready, then move. That's all it takes. Simple as that. Basic combat Groucho stance. Now I'm going to start testing the distance of this modern Daisy. So this is just a new Daisy. So you can get this like 30 bucks at any Walmart. I know it's not a real gun, guys, but it's fun, okay? Now we're just out here having some fun, that's all. When it comes to practicing fundamentals, guys, you don't need to go to a public range. You don't need to go out in the middle of the woods, somewhere out in the middle of the sticks. You don't need the highest quality, best equipment out there. When it comes to basic marksmanship, guys, you don't need to spend an arm and a leg going to a public range or joining a gun club. When it comes to basics marksmanship, you don't need to be a tactical military operator. All you need, guys, are simple tools. Simple tools. Today, this altogether, everything here today was about 50 bucks tops is what I spent. This is about a $30–40 little Daisy pump BB gun. I have a bucket full of like 1,000, or a bin, a tote, we'll say that, a little tote full of BBs. I have an old rotten pumpkin, and I have my backyard. You don't need all that crazy stuff to have good marksmanship. What marksmanship is the simple fundamentals. Natural point of aim, sight of picture, sight alignment, breathing, trigger control, and follow through. If you follow those steps, you will succeed. You will become a marksman. Now, for those of you that think coming out here with a BB gun and shooting at an old rotting pumpkin, which kind of stinks at the moment, is ridiculous, and it's not even close to real marksmanship, let me explain something to you. Simply going out, doing this with a BB gun, with a target, practicing your basic shooting positions, practicing your fundamentals, simply doing that with the minimum amount of money spent on this is called training. Okay, it's training, it is practicing, you are practicing your marksmanship. The better you get at your marksmanship, the better you will get at every firearms that you shoot. Simple marksmanship with like a BB gun is the same thing when it comes to a pistol or a rifle, because marksmanship at the end is marksmanship. All right, so for those of the people that think this is a stupid thing, that it's ridiculous that I come out here and practice marksmanship with a BB gun and a pumpkin, when's the last time you actually went out there and actually practiced your shooting positions and actually tested out your marksmanship on a cool rotting pumpkin? That is called training. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me, guys, and remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.